Ndị be anyị kenekwanụ m unu. Anyị sị ka ụbọchị nke taa mara na anyị na mma. Anyị sị ka nke onye chiri ya zelụkwa. Dịka o si dị ya bụkwa Easter News 24 ka anyị si were wetara ya bụ ozi unu je gị n'ugbu a n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uruchi nke taa gbasata maka ya bụ ife na-eme n'obodo nọ n'ime ya anụ nwere onwe a na-azụ n'ala Igbo. Alright, dịka o si dị ka agbapụ na ya ọsọ ife a according to one of the Biafran activists, Finland-based activists, ya bịa wetara anyị ozi a n'iru akwụkwọ. Quote: "The return of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be shocked as kidnappers of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya expose Igbo leaders running away from the return of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu." Hear the news in details. Alright, according to the Biafran activist wetara ya bụ ozi n'iru akwụkwọ, ọ ya masị m ka anyị gụrụ ya bifo ji maka ya wee bịa. Ị ga-ese ya drop ọra feature ụdị nke gị. Alright, over to you, sir.
The Kanu, the great leader, the prophet of our time, the leader, the Moses of our generation. And I remember I almost said that Biafran evangelist. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching us from. He said that he's coming out soon. And coming out is not just coming out, it's coming out to shame and to disgrace those Fulanis.
Hausa is gone. It took Fulani very many years before they came out of their shell to say we are Fulani. Remember before, many years ago, they told you we are Hausa Fulani. We are Hausa Fulani. Because that time, their subjugation of the Hausa race hasn't been completed. Now they have completed it. Have they not completed it? Then what is happening right now? I ask you, what is happening now? Fulani have now come out to tell you we are Fulani people. Is that not what they are saying now? They are not telling you we are Fulani. No more Hausa Fulani. What does that tell you? Do you know why Borno State is still alive? Why you still have the Kanuri people in Borno today? Was because they resisted the Fulani centuries ago. You have to go back to history to understand how Nigeria came into existence. Fulani has been expanding from day one, from Senegambia, all the way from... And you're asking us to somehow fold our hands and keep quiet. We should fold our hands and wait until we are overrun by the Janjaweed from the Sahel. Is that how reasonable people think? Is that how people that wish to survive as a race, is that how they reason?
Biafra Evangelist, thank you for joining me this afternoon. Viewers, spending on wherever you are, whether in the morning, whether in the afternoon, please, if this is your first time, subscribe to this channel on your notification. Biafra Evangelist, joy to Biafrans all over the world, in US, everywhere. Everything is working together for good for Biafrans. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
For those who love the Lord.
Yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out in the month of May. What do you have to say to this joyful news?
Leaders in Igbo land who claim to be the governors and the Igbo leader in person of Rupus Odiojo, Soludo, Pitamba, and Wifuru. Those ones that don't want him, and stupid Wike, the FCT minister, they don't want him to come out.
Is Wike among of those who want
Wike is among the people who finance it, who sponsor it, and shame the Oba families who never wanted him, who sponsored the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let me tell you, and let me tell you clearly, the handwriting is already on the wall, and it is written all over everywhere. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has conquered Nigeria, as he said. He said, I will bury. I am the one. He said, the suffering of my people will end in me, and I will be the one to end Nigeria. And that is what is happening. Same to Nigeria.
The Biafra Evangelist, everything is working together for good for Biafra.
For Biafrans now, because we stand on the truth and we are the light.
In US right now, USB Constitution has been approved by Donald Trump. This is the rejoice that in US, Dr. Rabweze and his people in US now they are
Rabweze is doing the job that others could not do. What others say is what she is doing. What others say is what she has done. What others could not do is what she has finalized. You know, these other ones, what they plotted was to destabilize what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has labored for, what Simon Ekpan has suffered for. Because they are agents of darkness. They are partnering with Nigeria. You know, Nigeria, the meaning of Nigeria means darkness. And the meaning of Biafra means light. We are the light of the African, the Biafra. We are the light of the people in the South. We are the light in the West Africa. We are the light in the North Africa. We are the light in the East Africa. And we are the light of the South Africa. We are the light. The only country whereby people like Donald Trump will be eager to visit. Have you ever seen somebody look at Rory or Burkina Faso? Look at that young man. You know what he said? He said that he would like to have Mazen Nnamdi Kanu as soon as he is released. That is a man who knows that he has somebody. That person like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a person of his like mindset. Because the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the freedom of all. I'm telling you now that the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the freedom of all. Not just only the Igbos, not just the Biafra, but Africa as a whole. Because the light that is in that young man, nobody carries it. Not even Donald Trump. And that is why somebody like Donald Trump is embracing the grace. See, let me tell you, I want to talk about grace. There are people that carry grace. It's not by science. It's not by education. God will give it to them. It doesn't, not because they merit it, not that. It was a free gift from the Lord. God gave it to them. And whosoever that have encounter with them, encounter special things. So Donald Trump has seen the light, the grace that is in that young man. He decided to embrace it. Donald Trump saw the light that will shine in Biafra. He himself want to embrace it. Who know like better thing? If na you nko, the same protein Russia that bombed Biafra is now celebrating Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, embracing Biafra. The same British that don't want Biafra to stand are the ones that are washing their hands now that they cannot do anything in the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Only carry mad or carry chia.
Biafra evangelist, let's go to Finland, where Samuel Ekpan is battling it with the government of Finland. As I speak to you now, the Prime Minister of Finland now is like, he has betrayed Samuel Ekpan. The Nigerian government has used Samuel Ekpan as a trade provider with Finland. And the Finland citizens, and they are not even happy with the man.
Of course. How do you expect them to be happy? A man that have given all to the country, a man that have given his life and served all his life to the country. Do you know what it means to control battalion? To be a commander in the military? This is a man you turn back and you turn him down, you disrespect him, you disregard him, and you do not value his humanitarian interest nor rights in your country. See, when you don't know, you don't like somebody, why did you welcome him as a citizen? When you know that you cannot protect this person or you don't like this person, why do you allow him to become your citizen? Why do you approve him as a citizen?
Everything went wrong for Samuel Ekpan. The very day Kashim Shettima meet the Prime Minister in UK. And even after that, Samuel Ekpan said he trusts his president, that his president cannot compromise. But it's as if we don't know what Shettima and Nigeria government.
The president has compromised because he's a human. You know, I said it earlier that the only thing that can make Finland not to succumb, you know, with what Nigeria want to use to buy them over is integrity, discipline, and policy. Out of which Alexander Stubb has proven to me that he doesn't have integrity. He is not a disciplined person, and he doesn't have a word of. He's not a man enough. That is what he has proven to me, and that is what he has proven to the USB. For taking the side of Nigeria, he shows that he's incompetent. He's a immobile person. It's not reliable and it's not trustworthy. It's not somebody we should have confidence in. Just like a former Kenyan president.
Biafra evangelist, do you think that Biafran should take this Finland prime minister to ICC to go and report to
Yeah,
ICC?
excuse me, Simon Ekpa, once as soon as the man said now the Kanu case is done and dusted, from now to May, everything will be settled. And of which I want to tell you this. You can call it a prophecy, and I don't care. Let me tell you, the court cannot free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will not come through court. But it will come as a result of negotiation at the backyard. You will hear say they remove it, they release him. It will not come through court. And I am telling you again that the case of Simon Ekpa will be after Mazen Nnamdi Kanu case is settled. They no born and well again to keep that young man. Because he's a man who committed no crime. Why should you detain him? Why are you disturbing his life? If you know that you cannot grant him safety, why did you give him the car, the passport, the guarantee and what it takes to be a citizen in your country, even to the point of handling the military position in your country for so many years, and now belonging to the same political party, of which they on the platform that today you are standing as a governor, as a prime minister, the president of a nation. You understand? So, but I'm happy that the party members, the people are now standing up. They are rising now against the prime minister, protesting, campaigning for the, freedom, total freedom of Simon Ekpa.
So, Biafra evangelist, in 30 seconds, what is the expectation? What is the mood of Southeast right now? Hearing that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is something very serious.
The mood, the excitement is much, because we know it that at the end of the day, by the time it comes out, like I said before, freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the freedom of all.
Thank you so much. Freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the
Freedom of all.
Thank you. We look forward to have you next time again.
Why is nobody talking about one of the reasons why the British hate the Igbo so much? Before the Nigerian Biafran War, there was the British Igbo War that lasted for 31 years, which is known as the Ekumeku Resistance. The agreement of the Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885 gave the European nations the right to claim African lands and its resources. Britain, who had engaged in trade with the coastal cities before, made bold their intentions to claim all African resources to themselves and rule over all indigenous nations in Africa. Many tribes resisted the British invaders. This led to so many wars. Many African tribes put up a great war against the British powers. One of such tribes were the Igbo people of ancient Biafra, who are now one of the 3 major tribes of Nigeria. The Ekumeku movement consisted of great number of attacks and uprisings by the Anioma people against the British from 1893 to 1914. The Ekumeku warriors were bonded by secret oaths. They utilized the guerrilla tactics to attack the British Royal Company, who were determined to penetrate Igbo land. The Ekumeku warriors were drawn from thousands of Anioma youths from all parts of Anioma land. As the war rages on, the Ekumeku warriors defended their rights to live peacefully without foreign interjection. While the British used heavy weapons, they destroyed homes, farms and roads with heavy bombardment and bombarded Onitsha on November 2nd, 1897. This set the tempo for the rest of the war. They fought the Anioma people of Ibusa in 1898. The battle was so severe in Onwa Okuzu, 1904, that the commander of the British Army, Crawford, demanded for more arms from the British headquarters to crush the western Anioma communities. The people of Onwa again in 1906 engaged the British Army in gruesome battle that claimed the life of a British commander. Owachiukwu also faced the British Army 2nd November 1909 and made the British sustain a heavy blow. There were many casualties and deaths. The Ekumeku became a formidable force in the Igbo land and was a great source of nationalism for the Anioma people. It also served as a uniting cord that held together various towns which were independent on each other in the past. The Igbo were republican people. Each town had a leadership that was drawn from its oldest men and families. The war would have lasted longer, possibly ended in a British defeat, if the Anioma people had equivalent firepower and had more allies from other great Igbo kingdoms and towns. But even at that point, other tribes were also facing the British armies on their own. After almost 20 years of battle, they decided to strike with a very great force, and in December 1902, they sent a powerful expenditure to Anioma Kingdom. Great number of towns were destroyed, civilians and soldiers were killed, their leaders arrested and imprisoned. After this, the British made sure that they had suppressed the Ekumeku military cult and that victory was theirs. The British officers boasted the Ekumeku and other secret societies have been completely crushed. To their greatest surprise, 2 years later, in 1904, the fearless Ekumeku rose again. The Igbos are proud and very strong people and they cannot go down easily. When Ekumeku started their renewed campaign, they changed tactics and abandoned the guerrilla warfare style of 1989 for individual defense of each town. The last battle began in 1909. There was a succession dispute in Ogwashiukwu. The British tried to remove the rightful king and enthrone someone else. One of the heirs to the throne, Nzekwe, the son of the last Obi, noticed the plot of the British against him and went on a war with them to fight for his inheritance. This was one of the many wars fought by the Igbos against the British even before the Biafran Nigerian War.
I continue asking myself a question. Does Igbo deserve to be in this country called Nigerians? And so many people have not really given me the answer I deserve. But today, I have come on here to clarify that Igbos does not deserve to be in Nigerians. Because the hatred being given to Igbos by this so-called the Hausas, the Fulani and the Yorubas is too much. Now you look at it. Let's start from this NNPC that Bola Ahmed Tinubu just changed.
Yeah, it's a wonderful edition of Politics on the Street today. Today, it's no news that Dr. Ngozi Orabueze is set to commission the first Biafra Washington Embassy. Some persons are of the view that what has Dr. Ngozi Orabueze done to the history and to the struggle. Now she's bringing what she has done, that Donald Trump is set to commission this embassy. And so, and then we've seen some persons come out to say that that embassy is just a jamboree. Such thing will never come into reality. Such thing will never come into existence. But the truth of the matter is that these people, are they not tired of the Fulani killings in Nigeria? Are they not tired? Just of recent, some days ago, the Fulani invaded Plateau State and killed over 16 people. Plateau State is now a crime zone whereby the Fulani can easily perpetrate their acts. And now nobody, even the government, is not coming out to condemn this killing. We don't know if the government indirectly or directly, they are the ones sponsoring this killing. And now we've seen someone who has taken over this freedom, this agitator, all to ourselves to make it a reality. And yet, some persons are still coming out to condemn this woman, saying that this woman cannot lead the Biafra struggle. Then tell me, who is then fit to lead the struggle? Now that Mazi Samonepa has been given some restrictions of social media, and now we've seen someone who has come out of our own free will to lead this struggle. And some Igbo leaders are saying that will not become a reality. What does the Ohaneze Indigo really want? What does the Igbo's elders who have been bribed by this government, what do they really want? They want everybody in the entire race to be wiped out so that nobody can come out and speak about the illegal mines in the southeast, where we've seen some identified persons being killed on a daily basis. And now nobody is coming out to condemn the killing. And yet Dr. Ngozi Orabueze is making moves. And yet we've seen leaders, the Igbo leaders, coming out to condemn that move. The truth of the matter is, the enemy of a man is within his household. And we've seen that those who are against the Biafra struggles are not even outsiders. They are they are mostly people, even from the Igbo race. When Dr. Ngozi Obezi announced that they are set to commission the Washington DC Biafran embassy, and that it will be done by the US President Donald J. Trump. We've seen Bianca Ojukwu tweets saying it is a lie from the pit of hell. Why don't you wait until that becomes a reality? Why can't you wait until it becomes a reality? The same people that was being used to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu all the way from Kenya, the same people that was being used to orchestrate the illegal arrest of Mazi Samuel. And now we've seen a woman championing this case, this cause for referendum. And those who were supposed to champion this cause for referendum have even sold out in the freedom. They've sold out. What is it? Igbo have sold out. Southeastern governors have sold out, despite the killings in their domain, despite what is happening in their domain. Nobody is coming out to confront the government and tell them enough is enough. What we have today is people who are only after their own tummy, their own stomach. Is this how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stood for the Biafra cause? Mazi Kanu stood for it with his life, despite the pains that man is going through today. The man has not renounced the struggle for Biafra. The man has not renounced the struggle for the agitation. But yet, we have some elders who claim they are evil elders. They are neither there or there. All what they do is today, Biafra in the morning, and then they would agitate for Biafra in the morning, and at night they are having meetings with
ndị banyị ngwa ekenekwe m unu ọzọ dịka ibe ya bụ ihe abụọ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si wene wetara ya bụ ozi unu nụrụ ugbu a n'iru akwụkwọ ekefu na were ikwu gbasịta maka ya bụ ife ndị a niile ewetara unu drọpụrụ anyị fiche n'ụdị nke gị na Eastern News 24 ebe anyị si wene wetara ya bụ ozi dị oke mkpa mgbe nke mesịa na ụmụnne m